What's up, guys? Welcome to this Q&A video. This is my second Q&A. I did the first one right after the channel reached 2,000 subscribers, and this one is, of course, because we reached 5,000. Thanks again for that, by the way. That was great. It was. I really appreciate it. But I wanted to do another Q&A, and we got a lot of good questions. I look forward to answering them. I remember the last Q&A took a lot longer than I expected, so I'm really just going to jump into this. I just want to say I'm still a little bit sick. I mean, I'm feeling okay, but I'm still a little bit stuffy, I think. My throat is still a little bit weird, so I may sound a little bit different. And if I look tired, I mean, I always look tired, it seems. But I haven't been sleeping very well lately, mainly due to being sick, being ill. But I'm doing okay. Like I'm having a swell day so far, and I look forward to doing this Q&A. So I'm just gonna start at the top. I'm sorting these by newest to oldest, but I will be answering all of them, so you don't get punished for being early, because I won't get to you, but I'll get to all of them. So let's just jump into this. Thank you to everyone for leaving questions, and the first one up is Jakub Subkowiak. How do you keep your beard looking so gorgeous? There are multiple questions about this, like the secret behind my majestic beard. Like, I am going to be completely honest, I do nothing. I do absolutely nothing to it. I have products, but I only use them very rarely for very special occasions. What you see in the videos, that's just a comb. I just comb it. Of course, I do trim the mustache, and at some point I did trim just the sides on the cheeks and a little bit up here, so it wouldn't be as round. It would be more long. So all I really do is I do the occasional trim, and a couple of weeks ago I did also trim a little bit on the bottom just to even it out. But like no products, just growing it out and trimming it to make it look a little bit more decent. Now I think I'm pretty sure my beard looks way better on this webcam than it does in real life because of the the small picture and the 720p quality. Because it does look like when I'm looking at it right now. Like I have a preview of my face and it looks a lot better than it does in the mirror. So yeah, that should answer that. Do you play tabletop games? If so, what's your favorite? I do occasionally. Does D&D count? Dungeons and Dragons, it's a tabletop RPG. I do play that, and I guess I would say that's my favorite. I also play. We have Settlers of Catan. I think that's a very fun game. I really enjoy that. And I have a friend who always gets like these awesome, like really cool, intricate board games for Christmas and stuff. Like really in-depth games that I really really enjoy. Like there's like this Cthulhu game, board game, and there's like a zombie board game, and like I don't remember their names, but like they're all fun, like super intricate, with a lot of mechanics and character sheets and all that stuff. That's what I love. Have you read Art of War by Sun Tzu? And if so, what are your thoughts? I haven't read it, so no thoughts. If no, I'd recommend to do so. Thank you. I haven't read. I used to read a good bit, many years ago. Now, basically nothing. I read nothing. But I do want to, and if I do, I would like to start reading the Witcher books. I would like to pick up the Count of Monte Cristo again, because I did start reading that, like the thick version, and I got over halfway. Great book. And I want to finish it. But also, like anything you guys recommend, I will of course take a look at least. So thank you for recommendations. In your opinion, who would win an all-in war between all of Gwent and Witcher factions? For Great Sun. I'm going to ignore that last part. For Skellige. Now, I don't know who would win an all-in war. Like, all the knowledge I have of these factions is from Gwent, basically. And just a little bit from the Netflix series, and basically nothing from the games. But I hope Skellige would win. They seem like the most brutal warriors. Like, they will just take on an army of soldiers and slaughter them. So, of course, Skellige. Manly men and women. Like the women in Skellige are super badass. Like, they're like these awesome druids and warrior women. Queensguard. Yeah, Skellige. DM Shoe 8E8 asks, are you planning to do any Syndicate decks in the near future? They're my favorite faction, and apart from Brick Brother, I haven't seen any cool meme decks out of them. Maybe a bounty/professor themed, maybe Intimidate Horse Son. I want to do Syndicate decks. There are some factions I cover on the channel less frequently. Syndicate being the worst offender of this, but unlike Scoia'tael and to a degree Nilfgaard, it's not because I don't like the faction, it's just like for the longest time, like all the net decks have been just wildcard, like boring wildcard stuff, and I'm not very good with Syndicate. Like I cannot build my own Syndicate decks. Like Skellige, NR, monsters, maybe Nilfgaard. I feel like I can at least kind of start building my own decks. Because I've been playing those factions for a bit. But Syndicate I've almost never played. I cannot build Syndicate decks. I wouldn't need to net deck for the time being. And there just haven't been any net decks I've been wanting to play. I do want to try and make Beard's Collusion Congregate deck. That looks cool. Congregate is probably where I would start. And then I would go with like off the books. I love that passive tribute reduction ability. I love lined pockets. I think that's a great ability for just crime-based decks. Maybe the Intimidate Horse on deck, like you mentioned. So the dream is to play more Syndicate decks, but it's just I can't do it if I can't do it. I need to practice. Best feeling of playing a card? Mine has got to be a Heat Wave on a first turn scenario when against Caretaker plus Renew. That is good. Like right now, I would probably agree that is the best feeling, but overall, I'd say a good Regis. A good Regis just beats anything. But right now in the current meta, in my current fuck Caretaker mindset, Heat Wave on a first turn scenario is definitely the most satisfying feeling. James Rogers asks, if you could change one thing about Gwent, what would it be? Also, what do you think CWR should change to improve arena mode? If I could change one thing, I would change leaders. I would change them to be cards again, like they used to be in open beta. I know that limits their design space a little bit, because you can't do cooldown leaders or charge leaders or passive leaders in general. Like they would all have to be, like they would all be units, so you would have to give them deploy abilities, order abilities, whatever. But I really don't like how leaders have been in Homecoming. I don't like that they're just order abilities. I like a lot of them. I like the passive ones, or the ones that at least have a passive aspect to them. Even something like Imperial Formation, where like it's always relevant. You might use one of the boosts here, one of the boosts here. Like you're rarely saving all the boosts for like a last play. It's mainly the one-time use leaders I really don't like. Like I know that there's there's like an extra layer of skill, tactic, strategy, in trying to bleed out your opponent's leader. I don't think a leader should be bled out. I liked it so much better in open beta when they were just cards. They were just like this 11th card in your opening hand that you always had access to. It was a strong card comparable to most golds, if I remember correctly. But it did something that tied your deck together, made your deck function. And it was just really cool. It really felt like, alright, I'm playing Kraken Crate. And when I play Kraken Crate, he is this badass man. He does this awesome thing that makes my entire deck, work better. Because like Kraken Crate, what did he do? He played the highest unit from your deck, and then he strengthened it, which was like a permanent boost for those who didn't play back then. Like increased their base power, basically. Not just a boost, but increased the base power. So he strengthened it by like 2, and then he damaged it by 1. Which was really good back then because like there was like this deck with the card that now is Swallblood Butcher. Back then he had a slightly different name, but there was like an archetype based around this card where it boosted by the amount of damaged allied units, and it was actually very, very good. I don't know, but like that ability, it got your big boy out of the deck. It strengthened him so you could res him later. It set up this Swallblood Butcher, whatever it was called back then. It was all just good. So leaders, let's not dwell on that too long. What I think they should change about to improve arena mode. I mean, really just rework the whole thing. But the biggest issue I have with arena right now is how they don't account for provisions in any way. And I don't think it should be random how many golds and how many expensive cards each player gets. It should be more fair, more equal, but also have some sort of limitation on provisions. Because, like some people get just a bunch of expensive cards that normally you wouldn't even afford to put in the same deck, but they draft them all. And then other people, they get a bunch of shitty bronzes. So yeah, like I don't play a lot of arena, so I don't have in-depth knowledge, but I feel like the provision system is not accounted for. That's the biggest problem I have with the mode. Xavier Amdur asks, deck you enjoyed the most playing in Gwent? Now, I would say it's probably Fruit Loops. It's just something about that deck that just feels... I feel like the whole deck works together, right? And, you're always doing something, always playing a fruit, thriving the fruit, eating the fruit, triggering the Rand Warriors and the stuff, and then you got the Beast boosting up, and it's just... The deck is always active, it's always doing something. You're never just playing cards. And I really wish that deck would get some more synergy added to it. I know, like you could add Death Wish, but that would take away from the looping the fruits. I'm not going to cut out the coughing because I don't cough that much anymore, so I'm just going to keep it in. But yeah, Fruit Loops. John Do, how big is your personal oil fund? How much oil do you own? I have no oil. Like, I have a cooking oil and massage oil. Well, it's not just massage oil. It's just like a general oil that you can use for massage, but it's also good for like if your ear is clogged up, which is something I struggled with a while ago. which is why we got it. But it's also a pretty good massage oil. But I'm guessing you're asking because I'm Norwegian and all the oil, the black gold. I got none. Amer Iskandar. Do you get to see the northern lights from your place? No. I live very much south in the country, and we do not see northern lights here. When is the next Ace Plays Witcher game series will be released? I don't know. It's not canceled, but I don't know. I was thinking maybe like just the Witcher playthrough, just stream it, and of course the streams would be available on YouTube for people to watch afterwards. But it's just like it's something I want to do. I want to play the game, and I want to have it on video, because I know that there are some people who really enjoy it, but it's not a lot of people. And it feels like the people who do watch it would gladly watch it as just longer streams. And I don't need to focus too much on keeping it short. And I mean, half an hour isn't short, but So I might just stream The Witcher. That helps us get through it faster as well. More content at once. What are you studying? I am studying economy and administration. I go to business school. I'm not very good at it, but why is Norway so fucking expensive? Well, because we're awesome. I mean, honestly, I don't know. Maybe I have learned something at school that should make me understand this. We just have a lot of money, and then things kind of have to cost a lot of money. But that makes it hard for people who don't have the money, like me, a student, people coming on vacation, people immigrating. It's kind of hard, but for just like the people who have just settled into Norway, they've worked in Norway, they have a good Norwegian job, they can afford it. But it's not the best system. Zachary Dudzik. Have you read the Witcher books? No. Played the games? Barely. Watched the show? Yes. Twice, and I loved it. Future Briefs has a couple of questions. First of all, do you like ingredients? Now, I did ask him to be more specific. He hasn't replied. Like, I like some ingredients, but I'm actually a very picky eater. So I guess generally I don't like ingredients. I do like my foods very simple. So I guess with very few ingredients. So I guess generally I guess I'm leaning more towards no. But of course I like some ingredients. There are some delicious ingredients in food, let me tell you. Fuchsia also asks, hey bruv, when you come to Sydney town, would love a brewski with you. Probably never. Nothing personal. I'm not huge on traveling in general. I don't know what's the cause of that. I have traveled when I was younger with my family. It's been fun. We've done a lot of awesome stuff. But I like staying at home. Daniel D. Hey Ace. One of the things I've always liked about Gwent compared to other computer CCGs was how much it felt like playing an actual card game with someone. Things like passing, the 3-round system, the visuals of the cards since Homecoming, etc. make it feel more like a card game, whereas other CCGs felt more like card game interpretations of video games with concepts like health bars and attack power. What is it that makes Gwent more special to you than other CCGs? P.S. I love your videos. K, thanks, bye. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. What makes Gwent more special to me is The 3 round system, like you mentioned, and also the provision system. I've played Magic. I've played the Pokemon TCG. I've played Elder Scrolls Legends. I'm currently playing Legends of Runeterra. And they all have this traditional mana system. I don't like it. I mean, in Magic, I just hate the land system. Like sometimes you don't draw your mana and you just lose. Other times you draw too much mana and you just lose. Like, come on. But even in those other games where you at least just get consistently 1 more mana every turn, I don't like looking at my hand and being like, okay, I can afford this card. Or if I want to play on curve, I gotta play this card. Well, in Gwent, you have your hand and you have access to the entire thing. You can play this, you can play this, you can play that, you can play those. You can play whatever you want. Whatever works best with your strategy, whatever makes you the most able to respond to your opponent's play. That just feels a lot better. And like I said, the 3 round system is just also very good because it allows you to... It mitigates some of the damage of maybe drawing a poor hand. Because you can just pass and you get more draws, you get more mulligans. And you can just, dump some trashy cards round 1 and then pass, and then you can still win. Like, you're in a bad position if you lose round 1, but you can still win. And in a perfect world where the game is fully balanced and, the coin flip is completely figured out, you would have a very decent chance of still winning. So that's what I love, what I like and love about Gwent. No editing. Ragnar asks, what kind of music do you listen to? I listen to a variety. I peruse a lot of different genres. It depends very much on the specific song. Shut up, Creative Cloud. It depends very much just on specific songs, but I do have some genres that do stand out to me. I love country music. I like electro swing. I think that's very jazzy, and I do like that. And I've also recently discovered, it's only the realization that's recent, but this has been a thing for maybe all my life. But I do like 80s rock. Now that's something I just I was looking through Spotify, and they have you can find playlists based on decades, and I was and it's not just 80s rock, it's 80s music. And I clicked on the 80s playlist, and I just saw there were a lot of songs there that I like. Creative Cloud, I don't care if you're updated. Fuck you. But yeah, just a lot of 80s music that I, had heard and really enjoyed. So 80s music, 80s rock in particular, is very good. Willis, what you talking about? What got you into Gwent? It's simple. I played Elder Scrolls Legends, which was a card game based on the Elder Scrolls games, Skyrim, Oblivion, Morrowind. I wanted to watch some YouTube content for it. I found this guy named Merchant, who I still watch to this day, even though I don't play Magic. And he for a long time exclusively played Magic. I still watch him. But I found Merchant, and I saw that he was playing this weird game called Gwent. And I looked at a video. I didn't understand shit. Like where's his mana? Where's the combat? How does this work? And I kept watching, and I loved it. Yes. But yeah, that's it. I found Merchant through another game. I saw he was playing Gwent. I watched his videos. And I fell in love with the game. This was towards the end of closed beta. So it's a while ago now. Emil Rutström asks in Swedish. I mean, I think he insults my heritage here. But he asks if I am a purebred Norwegian. Am I full Norwegian? As far as I know, I am. I mean, I'm sure if I took like a genetics test, like, oh, myheritage.com or whatever, I would find some strange stuff. But I'm Norwegian. Both my parents are Norwegian. All my grandparents are Norwegian. Pretty sure all my great-grandparents were Norwegian. So you have to go back pretty far, many generations before potentially stumbling upon non-Norwegian stuff. But I'm pure. I'm as pure as they come, baby. I do have family in Sweden, but that's just because my aunt, not my mom's aunt, so my great aunt, married a Swede, had some Swedish kids. They're now separated. So I'm not blood related to any of those Swedish people, but they're family. I luckily don't have to see them. I'm not saying luckily because they're Swedish, just I never really cared much for them. But yeah, I'm pure. I'm pure, baby. Adam Ruggles, what is your favorite alcoholic beverage? None. I do drink on a very rare occasion, once or twice a year maybe. I have not bothered to try and find the best alcoholic beverage for me. I just drink whatever works. Whatever I can get down and get drunk on, I drink. Now, I've never been, like, extremely drunk. Like, I've thrown up. I've been really hungover. But I've never passed out. I've never, lost memory of the night before. And, I've only really drank significantly more than I should on one occasion. And my nose is kind of messing me up right now. I was 18, and I got a bit more drunk than I was comfortable with. I threw up a lot. I fell asleep on the bathroom floor after puking. And after that, just the smell of alcohol made me nauseous. So I didn't drink for 2 years after that. But after I started again when I was 20, started again like once or twice a year. I've been very good about knowing my limits and stopping, while I'm still riding high. So I'm generally, I think, as healthy as you can be when drinking alcohol. I think I'm actually pretty healthy in terms of amounts and knowing when to stop. I just wanted to mention this because when I say I drink what works, I drink what gets me drunk. That might sound like I'm just chugging a bottle of vodka and then it's a party. But no, but I don't care much about the flavor. I think it all tastes disgusting. But when it's a party, I do want to be a little bit tipsy, so I shot some rum, some vodka, whatever's around. I just get good and drunk and then enjoy the night. But what I've been drinking the most is rum and Coke. Just because that's something I discovered I could get down. But it's not good. It's not good at all. Half an hour already. Holy shit. Cover Drummer asks, "Hi Ace, I've been playing Gwent since beta and I just recently got back into it from a 2-year break. Your videos really helped me with the transition. I really appreciate your positivity, sarcasm, and hysterical remarks. My question is, would you ever consider making videos showing people to either bleed out in rounds or pass early? Kind of like tips and tricks to each faction videos or something. Well, first of all, thank you for all the positive for all the compliments. There's no need to get super technical. Would I ever consider making those videos? No. Other people have made those videos and they've made them better than I ever could. Now, I could make probably some very good tips and tricks videos and some tutorial videos. And I'm sure a lot of you would like to see me do it because, it seems a lot of you like me personally, which I really appreciate. That means a lot. But, like, I'm not an expert on bleeding and passing and like tips and tricks to each faction. Like, there are so many people who know that stuff better than me. And if you need help with that stuff, you should just ask them. Like, I would love to help if I could, but I really don't think I'm that qualified, and those types of videos, it's not really my thing. I make silly videos, I make mistakes. I make videos showing you what not to do, basically. There was a time where I was, planning on making videos like this, but that was not a good time for me YouTube-wise. I was really questioning all my content and being really dissatisfied with everything I did. And that all changed when I transitioned into this type of videos I'm doing now, just more silly, entertaining, because that's what I want to do. Like, I want to entertain. Like, if you need help, I'll help as best I can, gladly. But I'm not a pro player. I'm not an expert player. I'm quite average, I would say. I'm more of an entertainer. So I will not be making videos like that anytime soon, at least. Just because it's not really my thing. Dragoonzen, my boy. I'm curious, what is your nationality? Norwegian. What is 5 songs you enjoy? I'm gonna look that up because I just made a new playlist with. I basically took all the songs from my previous playlist, all the songs that I still listen to and not just skip. I just put into a new playlist. So I'm gonna go there and find that. In the meantime, I'll answer. What was the movie you enjoyed the most from last year? Last year had some good movies. Endgame, Joker, excellent stuff. But the movie I enjoyed the most, I'd probably just say Spider-Man: Far From Home. Spider-Man is my favorite hero, my favorite superhero, and that movie was great. It's a fantastic movie. All right, so I got my playlist here. 5 songs, like I could mention any 5 of these, but I'm gonna try to do top 5. So, Toss a Coin to Your Witcher, obviously from the Netflix series, great song. What a Man Gotta Do by the Jonas Brothers, fantastic tune, so lit. Owner of a Lonely Heart, the cover by Ninja Sex Party. Personal Jesus by Johnny Cash, beautiful. And I guess No Nut November by Matt Watson, Freddie Dredd, Kill Bill the Rapper, and there's one more guy. It's mainly Carson Tucker. It's a joke song, but it's way better than it should be. But just if you haven't heard it, No Nut November, Matt Watson. It's way too good. Get Well, Take Care to Not Overdo It. I have not overdone it, and I'm getting more well by the day. Thank you very much. The domestic Hadouken. Yennefer, Triss, Ciri. Which would you marry? Which would you murder? Which would you make your maid? Cheers, Ace. I don't have opinions about these characters, even though I keep getting questions about it. So I would say based off of Gwent, let's do the two things I know. I know Gwent and I know the Netflix show. Based off of Gwent, I would marry Triss because of Triss telekinesis. She can create a copy of a bronze card in my starting deck any day. That's my girl. And I would murder Ciri because she's useless, and I would make Yennefer my maid. In terms of the Netflix show, I would marry Yennefer because I loved her character. I would probably murder Triss because she didn't do much. Like, she was just there. And yeah, like I could not murder Ciri. So I just make her my maid. Like, it's just maid, right? It's not, ooh, it's the sexy maid that you have the sex with. Because I would not do that. Because she's a little girl. But if it's just maid, like, Ciri can clean my house while I make sweet love to Yennefer. I probably wouldn't make sweet love. Like, I'd probably just, like, we watch some Netflix or something. K. Werner, my whole head is stuffed with Mystic Echo Harmony. Lol. Imagine telling your doctor that. Yes. Yes. Imagine that. Here's a gap. Just in time killer. Yo, man, I watched most of your videos and you really make me laugh, even though I'm going through some hard times. And I really wanted to ask, is there something you do to help you get through hard times in general? There is, and it's pretty much the same as you. I watch YouTube. I have my own set of YouTubers that I can really just sit down and enjoy for hours, get my mind off of things. When my depression really began, when it really kicked in, it was when I first moved out on my own. Because I was all by myself, and my apartment was very shitty, very depressing. And I was in a new city. Like, just 5-hour drive away from my hometown with my family and stuff, but new city that I didn't know, shitty apartment all by myself, first year of college or university. And that's when I discovered Game Grumps. Because a friend of mine had showed me like a funny compilation of theirs, and I was like, that's pretty cool, I should check it out. I got hooked. It got me through the day, many days in a row. And still to this day, if I'm going through some really hard times, I just watch some YouTube. It's just chill. And, you know, sometimes I watch like new Let's Plays that I haven't seen. Because it's usually gaming YouTube videos. Like new series that I haven't seen. But it's also very comforting to rewatch old ones that you have seen but really enjoyed. Because it's like it does, like it lets you disconnect more because you've already seen it, and like you know where the good parts come in, so you can just like disconnect and be like, oh yeah, I remember this was good times. Guess maybe something about like remembering the good times. So that's what I do. 12 Richards or 12B Richards. Will you play any other card games like Legends of Runeterra? Do you get frustrated at Gwent balancing patches? Well, I am playing Legends of Runeterra. Pretty good game. I'm really enjoying it. Did a couple of videos for it, and the second one, did really well. It did surprisingly well for for a non-Gwent video. But it's just like Legends of Runeterra. It's like the way I play that game is I net deck. Like I watch YouTube videos. I'm like, oh, that deck looks really fun, and I net deck it and I play it, and it's great. But like I'm nowhere near making my own decks or like doing the thing that I do for Gwent with Gwent. I do it for Gwent. So I don't know. I tried it out because I was taking a break from Gwent because oh my god. But I don't think I'll continue making videos where I might stream it. Like that's definitely a possibility, but videos, no. And do I get frustrated at Gwent balancing patches? I do. I've always been positive towards the things they change. Like their reworks and their balancing changes. Like 95% of the time I agree with it and I like it. And that goes for the last patch as well. But I'm frustrated with what they are not doing. Artifacts and like artifacts are still garbage. Scenarios still broken. Caretaker shouldn't exist. Artifact removal, specifically the units that remove artifacts, are so binary and should just be removed from the game. Harmony too strong. So yeah, I get frustrated at what they don't do. And I know that it's hard and that they're working on other things. But like the artifact thing is really pissing me off because it's been a problem for so long and they just swept it under a rug. And they've given us like hints towards like with Swellblood Totem and a Sacred Flame and even the scenarios to a degree, like showing us that they're working on artifacts and they're kind of figuring out a good design for them. But then we also get a bunch of deploy artifacts that are just boring and bad, and the base set artifacts are still unplayable, and artifact removal is still a problem. So yeah, I do get frustrated, but I like what they do. I just don't like what they don't do. And I guess that's fine. Johnny Godling, what is the most awesome thing you've ever found in your beard? I don't find things in my beard. It's usually like a cheesy snack, a cheese doodle, cheese puffs. I don't know what their official name is. But yeah, it's just like leftover snacks that I dropped in my beard. Oh man. I think we're getting close to being done. I hope so. This video is way too long. Is English your native language? No, it is my second language. Also Triss or Yen. If we're talking Gwent, Triss. If we're talking Netflix, then Yen. If we're talking the games, I do not give a shit. But thank you, 30 FPS Lucky, for the question. William Rossman asks, do you do anything outside of YouTube for a living? If so, what? I'm a full-time student. I do not have a part-time job anymore. I used to have a small job just like cleaning. Just a buddy of mine used to clean his grandfather's business. It was a very tiny job. So it's not a big loss that we aren't doing that anymore. But yeah, I'm a full-time student, so that's pretty much all I do. So YouTube is the only work I do. It's not work, it's a hobby. And Jack Hingos has a long comment. It's a very nice comment, but I'm gonna skip through it a little bit. Let me start by saying that you've made my overall experience with Gwent much more enjoyable. That is awesome. That is what I intend to do. I can't think of any game-related questions at the moment, but I'm sure they'll come to me. Well, it's too late for this video, but you can always ask me questions on normal videos, but then I'll just reply in a comment instead of doing a video. Which I realize, I guess I should just reply in the comments. It would just be better, right? Less funny, I hope. But the question is, can you buy cold beer in stores in Norway? I've heard that you cannot do this in Sweden. Do you drink? If so, what do you like? I think you can buy cold beer in stores. I've never bought beer, but there is a fridge section, right? I'm pretty sure at least some stores have a refrigerated section, like next to sodas and stuff, where there is alcohol. There's beers and ciders and stuff like that. There is also like that stuff like in unrefrigerated shelves and stuff, but I'm pretty sure you can get cold beer in stores. Normal stores. Do you drink rarely? But yes. If so, what do you like? I like nothing, but my go-to is rum and coke. Rum and the cola. Kazra37 asks, how do you like being one of the saltiest Gwent players? Also, what did you do to make your beard so nice? We've already gone over this. Nothing major. Just grow it out and trim it a bit with some scissors. And I comb it every now and then. I didn't know I was one of the saltiest Gwent players, but it feels good. My salt is generally from my problems with the state of the game and the current design of the game. So it's not just, oh, I lost, now I'm tilted. Although that happens. Of course that happens. But it usually happens when I lose to stuff that should have been fixed. Caretaker. Syndra297. Hey Ace, firstly I want to say I really enjoy your Gwent videos. I've been following a few Gwent players, but I tend to find their streams at times dull or too serious, and I tend to drop off. But I get excited when I see new vids alert from your channel. Thank you very much. That means the world to me. I'm very self-conscious. Like I always compare myself to the others. So hearing stuff like this, that means a lot. Thank you. My questions. I've noticed you're official Gwent partner. What are the perks of being so? And have you participated in previous Gwent tourneys? And if you hadn't, if presented the opportunity, would you give it a shot? And lastly, best girl, Yen or Uma? I mean, that last question, Uma, of course. Always Uma. Alright, Gwent partner. The perks of being a Gwent partner. Well, I get the sick badge. And, the exclusive card back and title in-game. There's also a Gwent Partners Discord with all the partners and a part of the development team where we have direct communications with them. I haven't been using that a lot, and it's just in general not been very active lately. We sometimes get early announcements of things to come. And we've been parts of test servers, closed PTRs. Obviously not for Merchants of Ophir. I don't know how that's gonna go, because when Iron Judgment was being was on a PTR, there were a lot of leaks. Like someone was leaking a lot of the cards, and so CDPR, understandably so, said they wanted to maybe like tighten it in a little bit and not give every partner access, but just a select few. With the latest expansion, there was no PTR, but I'm assuming they're going to go back to PTRs at some point. So maybe PTR access won't be a guaranteed perk anymore. And I get that. Like, I don't want it to be leaked. Like, leaking all the cards is such a shitty move. And I've not participated in any tournaments, and I wouldn't, even if I got the opportunity. I'm assuming you mean like official, like Gwent tournaments, like Gwent Open and Gwent Masters and all that stuff. Like, I've been in like friendly tournaments. Not a super enjoyable experience, but I don't know. Not really my thing, so I don't know if I probably wouldn't give it a shot. Great questions, though. Corvo Dravnos asks, milk before cereals or after cereals? Always after. If you do it differently, then fuck you. Ezil Quert. Love your work. No queries. Continue your usual memeing. Well, thank you very much. God, are we getting close to the end? We're over halfway. Shit. What do you think was better in the beta of Gwent than in Homecoming? Leaders. Already talked about this. Otherwise, like there were some archetypes. Like archetypes in general felt more fleshed out, but I also kind of like the more general approach to cards now, where it's not super archetype specific, but it works in archetypes. So I'm not going to say that was better in beta, but I did also like it a lot the way it was in beta. But leaders is like the one thing that I really think was better back then. What card effect do you miss the most? I have no idea. I barely even remember the card effects anymore. I don't know. I really don't know. I like Neckers. They boosted themselves. No matter where they were, if they were on your deck, your hand, on the board, they boosted themselves by 1 every time you consumed a unit. And they also had a Death Wish where you played a Necker from your deck. So like you had like maybe a 10-point Necker, right, on the board. You consumed it, you preserve those 10 points, but then you also get like an 11-point Necker from your deck. So it was like sick points. Really, really cool. It's not the effect I missed the most, but it's the only one I can think of that I really thought was really cool. What is your guilty pleasure song or singer? My guilty pleasure song is Monster by Gabby Hanna. My guilty pleasure singer is Miss Shania Twain. It's not super guilty, but it's the closest I have. Or Nick Jonas. But I don't listen to him a lot now, but I used to listen a lot to Nick Jonas. He's got good songs, like really catchy songs. Do you play board games? Which are your favorites? We talked about this. Settlers of Catan. Yeah, that's basically it. Catan. What do you do for a living? Did you graduate at something? I'm currently studying economy, administration. Hopefully we'll graduate this summer. Get a bachelor's degree. Otherwise, I don't do anything. Favorite TV show? That would have to be Friends, I think. I watched that show so many times and I still love it. The Netflix Witcher was also fantastic. Like there are many great shows. Like there are so many shows that I really hold dear to my heart. But like Friends. Like, you know, there was this earlier question about what I do to get through hard times. Watching Friends has also gotten me through some very rough times in my life. Favorite movie? The Lion King. Of course, the original. Will you please never stop being yourself? Love you, mate. Thank you very much. I will continue to be myself. Because I struggle to be anything else. I've tried. I hated it. So I'm just going to be me. L4D is illusion. Will you play Queensguard with Druid scenario deck just once? Probably not, but maybe. I don't know. Oh, by the way, your beard is nice and your decks are fun. Thank you. What other games do you play? Are you on console ever? Currently, I really just play Gwent, Legends of Runeterra, and I really love GTA San Andreas. Fantastic game. Used to really be into Assassin's Creed, but kind of fell off of that. Like I have played like some fantastic games, like the new God of War. It's not that new anymore, but the newest. Spider-Man for the PS4. Are you on console ever? I am generally a console gamer, actually. I prefer console for most games. But I did get a new computer recently, which can handle a lot more than my old one. So I've been playing it a bit more on the computer now. Minecraft is a game that I'm very on and off with, but I generally would say that I play Minecraft. I enjoy Minecraft. Dentang Aji. If you're offered to be a Gwent card character like Paco Gale, which faction you want to be belonged to, and what's your character name? Skellige, of course. I would be Skellige. I would want to be a bard. I want to be a slightly chubby, bushy bearded, jolly old fellow who's just inspiring the troops. My character name, I would want like I don't know. I would want like a name like Dandelion, where it's. Is it his real name? Oh, I get confused. Like it's in like the English translation of the book. No. Is it his name? Like in the versions of The Witcher where he's called Dandelion, is it his name or is it a nickname? Because I know that's not actually the character's name, but I feel like in some translations, I don't know if it is his name or. But I want it to be something like that, where it's not my real name, but it's just like a cool name, like I don't know. Elder Bear. I don't know. I can't think of it, and I don't want to spend too much time on this. But it'll be something like that, at least. Wang Pai? I didn't mean to say it in a racist way, but it's just your name is cool. Wang Pai. Where you're from? Norway. What languages do you speak? Norwegian and English. And I was pretty good at Spanish back in school, but it's been a few years. Not very good at it anymore. So I'd say Norwegian and English. That's it. Taha Farosh. Barring ST and Harmony nonsense, what card other than Waters and or archetype would you like to see gone from the game? There's a group of cards that I would love to see just completely fuck off, and those are artifact destroying units. They're all poorly balanced. They're all super binary. The artifact destruction special cards in general, I'm okay with. They seem fine. As long as, of course, artifacts start being designed around the fact that they may be removed. I also think poison as an archetype can fuck off. I think poison in general should be reworked. I don't think that status is healthy. Like that all or nothing ability, and especially considering all the bronzes that have it, it's not good. It's not good. And a little quirky question. If you were a Gwent card, what ability do you think you'd have? Alright, so we're back to the Gwent card thing. Like, honestly, like, if I could be a Gwent card, we talked about this. I want to be a Skellige. Just a cozy, wholesome Skellige guy. Like a bard or a skald or something like that. And I would like... I think like Drake Bondu's ability, right? Like he boosts all warriors because he's inspiring all the warriors with his ballads. I would want something like that. Of course, not the same thing. Maybe. Oh, I don't know. You can't ask me these questions. You cannot ask me these questions. Because I cannot sit here and think about an ability. Because then it's going to take a while and I'm going to have to edit the video. Oh my god, editing videos? What the fuck? I would just steal Drake Bondu's ability. Fuck him. Loremzu, Witcher 1 video when? Video? I don't know. I don't know if that'll ever happen again, but streams? I don't know. Like, it's not a priority. Stuff like this will never be a priority, but it's gonna happen. So, I don't know. Hopefully soon, but I can't say. Hop soon. Did you go to the toilet after the Queen's Guard video? You said you really needed to. I did. Rolance. Question mark. That's nice. Willem Wurtz? Is Ace your real name? No, it's not. My real name is Vetle Alexander. I use Vetle in normal life, but it didn't seem appropriate for an international audience, so I went with Alexander, or Alex. So, yes. Phil Shady, Triss, Yen, or Shawnee. If it's Gwent, it's Triss. If it's Netflix, it's Yen. If it's the games, I don't give a shit. I don't know anything about Shawnee. I like her card. I do like her card. But I don't know. Favorite faction? Skellige. What music do you like the most? If I have to say the most, it's probably like classic rock. Hope you recover from your Mystic Echo. Thank you. I'm very close to being healthy again. Just a throat itch. Really. And Tien, do you play The Witcher 3? No. I have played a couple hours of it. What do you think about the game? Story-wise, I know very little. Gameplay-wise, it's good. Like, it is good, but I've never gotten deep enough into it where it was really impressive. I mean, it is good. It is solid. The game seems very good. Hannah Ketlan, are you home during winter break? Yes, I am. We should hang out. Dusty Bowl. What do you expect from the next update expansion? If you could choose one archetype to add support to, which one would you choose? One archetype. Queen's Guard, maybe? Honestly, yeah. But maybe hand buff, actually. Like, just make Scoia'tael not just be 8s would be nice. Yeah. But what do I expect? So, do you want to know what I expect or what I hope for? Because what I hope for is just some functional artifact stuff. Artifact removal, whatever. Just something in that category that actually works would be nice. That's all I want from the game right now. But what do I expect? Nothing good. I mean, new cards are great, and I'm sure a lot of them will be cool additions to the game. So, I don't know what to expect in terms of themes, abilities, or whatnot, but I expect it to be fun. But I also expect it to bring in something that's gonna ruin the game, and I just really hope that they fix it a bit sooner than they did last time. JTTRH, your favorite single-player game? It's gotta be Spider-Man for the PS4. That game is so good. like God of War was also amazing, but like Spider-Man is my boy. How long have you been married, and how did you meet your wife? Tinder. No joke. We got married October 27th, 2018. So a year and almost 4 months. In a week, it'll be a year and 4 months. How many countries have you visited? Norway, Sweden, Denmark, England. I've been to Bulgaria. I've been to Florida in the United States. I've been to Paris. So, France. We stopped in Iceland between flights, but I've not actually been to Iceland, so like beyond that, like I didn't visit Iceland, so yeah. Greece. I've been to Greece. Hell yeah. I think that's it. Germany. And Poland. I've been to Poland, the home of Gwent. But I think that's it. That seems like it. Jason Valance. Verlanchi or Valance. The first one to ask the question. What's your favorite food? How long have you been gaming? Favorite food? I'm not a big food kind of guy. Like all this fat here, that's candy. That's snacks and energy drinks. Speaking of which, I forgot about this. I know it's bad for me, but I'm already sick. I don't care. But my favorite food has to be tacos? Pizza? I think tacos overall are more satisfying. Let's say tacos. Like I said, I'm not big on food. How long have you been gaming? Well, I started gaming when I was 9. When my dad gave me a Game Boy Advance. Yeah. That's when I started playing video games. And I got an Xbox, the original one. Not too long after that, I think. And I kept up with like the Nintendo DS, DSi, DSXL, 3DS. I had all those. We got a PS2 after my parents got divorced. I mentioned that because the divorce kind of played a part in us getting that PS2 because it was to mitigate the pain, I guess. I had a Wii. I had a Wii U. I've had 2 Wii U's. We got a Switch. Got a PS3, of course. I got my beloved PS4. I got my computers. It's all good. I know that was a lot more than you asked for, which is not good when the video is this long. But that is all the questions. And no new questions have been asked since I began recording. So that means that is it for this Q&A video. If you made it through the whole thing, then you're a legend. Hopefully I will have bothered to put in some time codes. It's going to take a while, but I don't know. Thank you for watching. I'm exhausted. But it's fun. It's always fun to read your comments and answer some questions. It's nice if you guys want to know stuff about me. Like, you can always ask, in any comments or on Discord or whatever. But yeah. Hope you enjoyed this video, at least whatever you watched of it. And I don't know when we'll be back for more Gwent content. Kind of going through a rough patch with Gwent right now, but you know, we're still doing it. We're still doing it. But just hang in there, guys. Have a good one. And I will see you soon.